What's good, people? It's your boy Toile, here to bring you a review for Kingdom, chapter 594, entitled Marker. Now, I know I'm a little late with this, but I got a new work schedule, so I got to make adjustments, life. But this chapter starts off with Joe Show, whichever one of the two brothers that the older brother, we find out actually, because he commented that his little brother died. So the older brother gets into an emotional rage about Shin killing his younger brother, and he calls for all of the elites to form up on Shin and to not only kill Shin but to kill the entirety of the High Shin unit. And at first, I was a little, like, when I was reading it, I read it a couple times, but I was a little thrown back because I thought that they were jumping him. I thought it was a 2v1 and that he was right there. So how did he go from 2v1ing Shin with his brother to then being a couple like leagues back, surrounded by his men and all of that? I don't know. That transition seemed a little bit weird. But nonetheless, Chogaryu's men form up on, I believe again, it's not that important. He's probably going to die in like a chapter. He's probably going to die in a chapter or two. But Joe Shin or Joe Show or something like that, he gathers up all of the elites in Chogaryu's army, and they are starting to really do damage to the High Shin unit. We then cut back. We then have a cut over to Kanto and his unit, and well, not his unit, but Kanto and his group. And honestly, I'm not fucking with Kanto right now. He dropped my boy Shosa. That's not cool, because like I don't even know if Shosa's still alive. Like he's making some murmurs, but like you can't be dropping a man that wounded and expecting him to live. Like, come on, man. Like, what the fuck? Oh man, that actually irritated me. So after we cut to Kanto and them noticing that Shin and his unit and his cavalry are being surrounded, again, they drop Shosa, and then we cut over to Kario 10, who's noticing the exact same thing, that Shin is being surrounded by all of Chogaryu's elite units, and that his momentum and that the momentum of the unit has been stopped, and they're being wiped out. And we then cut back to Shin and them trying to fight their way through, and then boom, we get a shot of KyouKai coming in to save Koga, I think his name is. Yeah, the guy with the burn mark over one of his eyes. Koga, I think his name is Koga. But KyouKai comes in, saves his life, and then everybody, everybody's happy because the KyouKai unit is here. And then Naki and his unit come in, and this goes in line with my prediction, but not entirely, because I predicted that KyouKai and Naki would come in the next chapter and they would do something, but I thought that they would go for Chogaryu's head. They instead went to save Shin because the encirclement that Chogaryu's unit had him in was so strong and so tight that they were truly at risk of being wiped out completely. So KyouKai chose to break, according to Naki, KyouKai chose to break into the encirclement to tag team with Shin in order to get everybody out and then go for Chogaryu's head. But when she gets to Shin, they notice that Shin is badly injured, and apparently the guy Joe Ren, the spear wound that Shin let him get in was a decent enough spear wound to the point where it's noticeably weakened Shin to a point where KyouKai and Naki are no longer confident in the plan of both of them breaking out, like them using both of their strengths to break out together. So they have to come up with a new plan. And in the middle of, the chaos in the middle of battle, KyouKai says, yo, if I push myself to the utmost of my ability, I can break us out. But that won't be enough. I mean, she's like, I can get us out, but that won't be enough because we'll still be surrounded relatively, and we'll still be, you know what I'm saying, weakened, and we won't have enough to get to Chogaryu. But she says if she pushes she pushes herself to her limits, and they take out the targets that she marks out for them, hence the title of the chapter, Marker. If they hit the targets that she marks out for them, hit them fast and hit them hard, then they'll not only be able to break out, but they'll be able to break out and complete their objective of, what was it? It was she said they won't break out. They'll she changed the objective actually. Instead of breaking out, they'll wipe out Chogaryu's elite forces. So she goes into her dance mode. If I'm not mistaken, I'm not entirely sure, but there was a couple panels during her dance where I thought she changed the lyrics. Like it wasn't Tone Tantan no more. It was something with an H, like Hyuk or something like that. And I wasn't sure if that was from KyouKai or if that was like from one of the guys she was killing. But that might be something new that she developed or that she discovered, like a second verse to the dance trance or to the song. But anyway, she goes into her dance and she literally just starts annihilating people. Like she just, like, tops of heads are being cut off, whole heads are being cut off, just destroying people the way we know KyouKai to do. And one of one of what's his name, Chogaryu's men is stating like, yeah, like, well, during all the chaos, you know, Chogaryu's men are relatively scared. They're freaking out. And one of his officers is telling the unit, like, yo, relax, calm down. That's one of the lieutenants. She has this special breathing technique, but it has a limit. Herd her into one area and then kill her. Now, this threw me off as well because, yes, KyouKai is known on the battlefield, but I did not know that the Zhaos knew specifically what type of technique she was using. I did not know that. And if they have this type of information on her, like she uses a specific breathing technique, that's why she's so strong. It's not just like her physical strength or like whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? They know specifically why she's strong or why she's able to do the things she does. It makes me think why, like, Raboku hasn't put more emphasis on her earlier in the campaign, because it seems like they've only focused on Shin. So that's something I'm just wondering as to, like, if they had this information, why didn't they act on it, unless they had only got this information after the first day when she did what she did with Gyo-un and his, like, what she did with Gyo-un's fire. But even still, that, like, it's been what, 13 days since then. They should have, like, acted on, like, trying to eliminate KyouKai. They should have been more active on eliminating KyouKai, or at least when they were discussing how to stop the right wing, they should have added KyouKai into the mix along with Shin and Uhon, because she is of that same caliber. But again, she continues to push. She continues to push her limits, and she's wiping people out. And just when it seems like Chogaryu and his men are gonna, like, get the upper hand, not only does she kill a group of them, but then Shin and the rest of the unit come in at key moments and in key areas that it significantly widen the encirclement of Chogaryu's men. From Chogaryu's perspective, it went from this to this real quick. And from Shin and them's perspective, it was no longer about the encirclement or breaking out of the encirclement. It was about wiping out key officers and key units to destroy the elite core of Chogaryu's army. Because, like I said in a previous video, prior to this fight, Chogaryu's army had been the most clean. He didn't fight on the very first day of battle. On the second day of battle, he attacked Uhon with Gakure, whatever his name was, Gakurai. And you know what I'm saying. He was mainly on the offensive. His army was the one attacking Uhon's unit, so he hadn't really suffered that much damage. After that, it was basic battle of attrition in which he was fighting Uhon's unit for the most part, right? Because the Akko army was going against Banaji. The Haishin unit was going against um, Gyo-un, which I still for some reason believe is at Chogaryu's HQ. I just have a feeling he's gonna show up at Chogaryu's HQ. But like I said before, prior to this, Chogaryu had to clean his army. So if you're able to wipe out the core elite of his army in the first in your first battle, in the Haishin unit's first battle with him, if they're able to wipe out his core elite unit, that would be able to significantly weaken him enough to, even if they don't take his head, he won't be in a position to really strategize and maneuver the same way, because he won't have the pieces and the men in place to use the same strategies that he had before. And that's pretty much it. That's where the chapter left off. Honestly, my expectations for next chapter is either one of two things. Either KyouKai is going to... Okay, well, yeah, because at the very end... Actually, I missed something. Because at the very end, the older brother, Joe Sho, he calls his men, he calls his personal unit to come with him so that they can take care of KyouKai, because she is so far in from where Shin and the rest of the unit are, that she would be in she's in a more dangerous area, in a more dangerous predicament, where he can hurt her, and with his relative skill, because if his younger brother was able to hurt Shin relatively pretty decently, then he should be able to duel and tag KyouKai a few times now that she's exhausted and that she's using her breathing technique to its utmost, to where even if she herself is not taking any damage, she's starting to bleed again. You can see some of the veins and the blood vessels in her body are starting to pop out more. So I'm not sure if she's reached that that soul chain area where like everything is black and she only has that light, that ray of light to keep her from like just drifting off into the nothingness, but she's pretty close to that state. And Shin and Garo and the rest of the unit are like, they're still attacking the targets that she set out for them, and they're doing their job. Like I said, the encirclement is getting bigger. So I either see KyouKai just outright killing dude, like he maybe tags her once and then she kills him, or I see her breath running out right as he gets to, right as she gets to him, and like she'll kill like his unit, and then as he gets to her, rather, her breath will run out, and that's when Shin will save her. And then maybe in like the next two chapters, Shin will go on and kill Chogaryu, or maybe even Naki will save. You know what? No, you know who's gonna save KyouKai if her breath runs out? Denyu. Denyu will be the one that saves KyouKai, because Denyu owes KyouKai for the shit that happened with Kanki and how he felt like. Well, Denyu's always taking one for the team, but Denyu's gonna get the win. I call it now. Denyu, boom. Denyu is gonna save KyouKai if her breath runs out, while Shin and the rest of the unit go to take out. I don't know why I keep forgetting this man's name. Chogaryu's HQ. But that's all for my review. Like, comment, and subscribe, and have a good one. Peace.